Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining me here. We are doing the next of the 2.3 dungeons, the Hullbreaker Isle. Hullbreaker Isle brought in patch 2.3. Absolutely beautiful dungeon with a couple of interesting mechanics for its boss fights. 4-player dungeon, eye level 70 is the requirement. Drops at eye level 80 gear. Along with crafting materials as well. So we've been dropped in here, we have got ourselves a scholar and 2 bards, and as you can see, just looking around, this dungeon is absolutely stunning. It really is absolutely beautiful. So we start outside, and as we get our buffs applied, we are ready to go. So heading up the beach, this brings us to our first set of enemies. One thing I'll watch out for, on the ground here, there are bear traps. Yes, you can get caught in them. Just like that. So they'll stun you for a few seconds, give you a little bit of bleeding damage. It's nothing too serious. So, first things first. Enemies here. Not the most difficult of enemies, but they do have a couple of slight annoyances. As you see here, we have Mantis, Hornet, and Sifaka, which is looks very much like an Opal from Grey Fox Hard. The Mantis has got the particularly annoying knockback attack. And there's a Harpia as well, that is one of these sort of winged flying birds. They tend to just do patrol routes, and they can hit you with the Wings of War, which is a big AoE attack. It does about 1600 damage, so if you're geared, you're probably not going to worry too much about it. We just kill these in the usual manner. Now I will lay down a slight caveat. Obviously this is if you find a group. They don't know that we're recording. So, this could go horribly wrong. There are certainly at least one, potentially 2 boss battles that can go wrong. But hopefully it will be okay. So we can just... Someone else got caught in the bear trap. Excellent. So we just progress up here. Another set of Mantis, Hornet, Mantis. Then just deal with these in the same way. Obviously watch out for the Harpia over there. As its patrol route may bring it past us. Not the end of the world if it does. There we go. And then keep moving. Another bear trap out at the side there. And it's the scholar that got caught in that one this time. There they go. They're free now. So up the hill we go. One more Sifaka, one more Hornet. And just deal with them in the manner to which you've become accustomed. I'm going to take a slight detour here. There's absolutely nothing of note whatsoever up on this, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of like a pier type thing. But I'm going to take a detour here because you can just see how stunning the scenery is. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, so after our slight sightseeing stop, we've got another couple of Hornets. We've got the Safaka and the Harpia to deal with. And they're dealt with in the usual manner. And with this being quite an AoE heavy group, you can occasionally just lose the odd enemy here and there. And it's not the end of the world. Between provokes and shield orbs, you can get them back fairly quickly. Then just make sure you flash enough to grab them, and then just get back to the business of comboing where necessary. As you can see, the Hornets do have a final sting attack, very similar to one of the earlier dungeons. I think it's what one was it? Sunken Temple of Quar was the earlier dungeon with the wasps that had final sting. Going across this bridge, a couple of Safaka to deal with. Nothing too urgent. This again provided just the opportunity to tilt the camera around and see just how fantastic the scenery is. There are probably much better things I could be doing than looking at the scenery, but this really is one of my favourite dungeons, especially for that. And at the end of the dungeon we can see a giant gorilla. The gorilla runs off, and he is the first boss of this dungeon. There we go. So, Sasquatch. Sasquatch is our first boss. And you see around the outside arena there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these trees. They play a very important part as well. So during the fight, the adds will spawn. So just pick them up and kill them. As the adds spawn, the Sasquatch starts beating his chest, giving a debuff to everybody in range. Once the adds are down, you need to interact with the wild banana trees, and they will drop a set of bananas. The bananas will then be eaten by the Sasquatch, who will gain an attack buff. And you'll get an attack buff for each of the bananas that he eats. So you don't want to wait too long. As you can see, there he is beating his chest. They have interacted with the bananas, and he has some delicious bananas to satiate his desire and bring him back. And then you just repeat. Lather, rinse, and repeat for them. Actually, he does have a charge attack that can randomly target anybody, regardless of where they are on the edge of the table. The 3 adds this time. There's 1, 2, and 3. The tank can try and pick them up, but to be honest, they've got such low health that it makes very little difference whatsoever. The DPS can quite easily deal with it. Oh, they've knocked down 2 sets of bananas. It's not the end of the world if you knock down more than 1 set of bananas, but I wouldn't recommend it, just because of the attack buff. Also wouldn't recommend attacking him when while he's eating the bananas, because obviously the tank can't reach him. So you're just going to scoot up that aggro table like it is going out of fashion. which, as you can see, is a problem we had there. So the final set of ads, you can either ignore them and just focus on burning the boss, or you can kill him. It's up to you. And this one, personally, I would just burn the boss. Game over. Treasure chest drops, and that gives us some void scent blood. Not really in use. And then we go through the giant gate, and that leads us into the second section. So a couple of Zuzeka snakes. Just deal with them, and it looks like you've discovered a pirate stash, the amount of treasure coffers around here. Alas. No. Alas, no indeed, because you open the treasure coffer, and oh no, it's... I don't know why they're not called mimics. These are quite blatantly mimics from... and there's two of them, as you can see. So one with treasure, two with mimics. So when it drops a stone tablet, the stone tablet is required to open the gates. As you can see, there's a stone pedestal, and it is sorely lacking a stone tablet. So, in goes the tablets, open goes the gates, and this brings us to our next new enemy, and Ninky Nanka. Now, you see the sort of pods on its back. They can, I guess, give birth is the correct way to put it. You can see it's using hatch. If it hatches, I think 4 or 5 Nankas will spawn. So just stun that. It's fine. Keep an eye on it and stun it. Otherwise, you'll have more to deal with. 3 treasure coffers again, as you can see. It doesn't take a genius to work out how these are going to be split. Treasure coffer, actual treasure coffer, and another 4 treasure coffer. Yes, they have insisted on attacking. It's so much easier, especially when you've got AoE like bards, to just bring them together and AoE them to death. But alas, no. Not on this break. So, treasure coffer dealt with, stone tablet drops. Stone tablet's getting picked up. And down we go. That's another Ninky Nanka down there. Let's just pull this over here and set about it. Again, just keeping an eye on the bar for hatch, and just to make sure that it doesn't get a chance to release it, spawn upon us. There we go. Easily dealt with. Nothing to the right here at this split, so absolutely no point in going down there. A couple of Zuzeka snakes to deal with. And there we go. Them dealt with, and what do we find but more treasure coffers? Of course. There's one. And there's another. Put them together and destroy. Nice and simple. And yes, you guessed it, it's another stone tablet. 2 stone pedestals here, 1 for each of the stone tablets, and this will lead us on to the next boss fight. A giant worm called Shurum. So the giant worm called Shurum, throughout this battle you'll see random bubbles spawn around the outside. Stay clear of these for the moment, otherwise you will get sucked into them. You don't want to get sucked into them until the time is right. And we'll see that here, because what's basically going to happen is the worm is going to dive under the ground and basically do a giant attack. Now you see I have been swallowed up by this bubble that spawned on top of me. You want to try and avoid them where possible. So he goes under, does that attack, that is fine, you do not need to worry about that. You just get out of the way of him when he does it. It's the next attack that you want to get out of the way of. So these bubbles will be the important ones. These are going to be the ones you want to jump into. To avoid his ground AoE. And then once he dives under here, now you want to wait and then jump into the bubble when this sort of water starts. Otherwise, here's something to show why we want to get in. He gets brought in and then he gets hit again when he comes up. So get in the bubbles is the advice. Get in the bubbles at the precise time. Okay, more bubbles. More AoEs. And then he dies. The splashes start and everyone into the bubble. And that should be the last thing you have to deal with there. We have managed to lose one of the bards, but they've been revived. It's not a problem. And there goes the giant snake. 2 treasure coffers once again, Belt of the Divine Light, and some peacock ore. Nothing spectacular. So round we go, and this will bring us into absolutely one of the best vistas I have ever seen in this game. It was absolutely pirate ship over there. Just stunning, really. They have absolutely excelled themselves in this dungeon. So base jump off the side, of course. Nobody in AORC has heard of or ladders, parachute maybe. Okay, so ready to go. This brings us down to a couple of salad crabs, and then a sort of beach spider-looking crawler. A truly horrible sight to behold, I am sure, especially as a Lalafell. It might not be quite so intimidating as a Rodan. As a Lalafell, seeing that thing is pretty much the end of the world. So the crabs have little AoEs. Nothing particularly special, but just something to watch out for. We're in the final stage of our journey now, almost finished, approaching the last boss. So as you come to these sort of mossy, rocky bits, you realise that when you get close, you can't go through them because they throw up a couple of seawater sprites. So those, of course, need to be dealt with. Absolutely nothing of interest to report from them. They just auto-attack. It's fine. So dealing with these sprites also deals with this blockage. I like to go left here. Some people can go, well, you can go right, it leads to the same area at the end of the day. I like to go left. We have to take out a harpia. On their own they offer very little threat to even just a reasonably geared team. As you see, this brings us out here. Stay close to this wall so you don't pull them. Cyclo-Medusa, I think would be how that's pronounced. The Cyclo-Medusa, a harpia, and another crawler are your penultimate set of trash. And they are dispatched with gusto, and that will leave us with just one set of trash to go. You guessed it, another one of these fountain things. Seawater sprites. Deal with that. And then after defeating these, we will face the final boss of Hullbreaker Isle, the Kraken. Interesting fight, a lot of fun. We won't actually be killing the Kraken. All we will be doing is dismembering him. I can only imagine that they are saving killing the actual Kraken until Hullbreaker Isle hard mode. So as you see, there are a number of platforms, 1, 2, 3, 4, dotted around. On each of these platforms, there is our Kraken. On each of these platforms, an arm will spawn, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. So we're going to work clockwise from here. Starting on this platform, we'll first kill this arm. Then a second arm will pop up, just here, on the same platform. We'll kill that as well. And then we'll move down to this next platform. Now, at random, a giant tentacle will spawn, and the tentacle will grab a random party member and throw them to a different isle. Just come back to the isle, keep going as before. Finally, the only thing to watch out for is you will get a green marker above your head. The green marker will spawn a geyser on your position that will deal AoE damage to everyone on that platform. So, make sure when that happens you jump back to a different platform that you're working on. This is why I prefer to work clockwise, because it always means you can just jump anti-clockwise and you won't run into one. But we shall see that here. There we go. Let's start engaging this Kraken's arm. So 10 things you need to kill altogether. That's 2 arms per platform plus 2 tentacles. On killing them, you will have successfully defeated the boss. As you see, I was actually standing a little bit too close to that geyser and got launched off it. So just be careful where you stand. Every time you get launched off a geyser, you take, let me try and pronounce this, suppuration damage, which is just a damage over time. So that's this platform empty. Next stop, down here. Now, we just saw, if you see the green on one of our party members there, and they have smartly run to a different platform, just so that we don't get damaged at all by that. There goes arm number 3. Arm number 4 up here. Watch out for the ink. It doesn't do a great deal of damage, does leave you really slight damage over time. Slowing movement speed and dealing damage over time. So there that goes. And here is the tentacle. So we need to burn the tentacle. Try and do as much damage as you can before somebody gets grabbed. And thrown. There they go. But just wait here, wait for them to come back. The tentacle will spawn again. No problem. And just keep thumping away at it. It seems to be that they have decided to go to the other platform for some reason, and I don't know why. They need to stay over here and kill this, but we'll move for that. There may be multiple different ways of doing this. I prefer to do it that way, where you just take out the tentacles as soon as possible. But, you know. Whatever floats their particular boat. Let's say I personally wouldn't have done this way. Because then you have to, like, and the reason I say that is that if you stay on the one platform, you've got nothing else to worry about apart from the tentacle. Whereas over here, as you see, the tentacle has spawned, the Kraken's arm's still up, the second Kraken arm is going to spawn, like, whereas this tentacle would already be down if we had just focused it hard. So, yeah. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can take out the arms first and then do the tentacles, which I guess is just what these guys are wanting to do. But obviously there's 2 tentacles. So. And somebody, I think we only just got to the other platform with that. There goes our scholar. There we go. Ragdolled away. The 9 down tentacle is the last thing you'll have to kill. So it's not a particularly difficult boss battle, and if you're going in completely blind it can be a bit of a pain trying to work out how everything works. But once you know it, it's fairly straightforward. The tentacle is now destroyed, and the jig is up. Congratulations on completing Hullbreaker Isle. If you look in the top right hand corner of the screen, you will see the subscribe button. Give that a click, and you can subscribe. Down in the description below you'll find Twitter and Twitch links, and also remember you can like, favorite, subscribe and share this video to anyone that you think it may be useful for. Once again, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.